Welcome back to the Eyes on Texas channel. I'm your host, Alistair King, AK, and I'm back here with another video for y'all today. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to start a weekly series for you guys, something that you can look forward to, let's say every Monday, whenever I can have a new video up for you guys, and you can be anticipating knowing that it's about to come up. So what I decided to do is I decided to do a weekly recruiting report for the Texas Longhorns. This report, every week is going to include new offers that we made this week. So whenever Texas offers out a new Texas high school recruit or a national recruit of any sort, I'm going to get you the information and some video footage on that recruit so you know what you need to know. Secondly, on the weekly report, I'm going to have where we stand with our current offers. If their crystal ball is higher or lower, or if they'd unfortunately chose another school. And then lastly, I'm going to make my suggestions. I'll have one, maybe two suggestions of recruits that I want the University of Texas to possibly take a look at. So without any further hesitation, let's go check out those videos. Let's go check out those recruits. Drum roll, please. So who I have up here on the screen for you guys is Sage Ryan. What jumps off the screen for me is 4.4540, which does lead him to project as a corner on the next level. It shows up on the screen that his cousin is former LSU running back Kevin Falk, and I think that does help solidify his 100% crystal ball prediction as well. All right, so coming up first is going to be Sage Ryan. So let's go ahead and check him out here. Caesar catches out in the flat. Wow! Sage lays him out. Sage kind of sort of playing center field here. Runs him down on this flat here. Rips the ball out of his hands and just takes it to the house. Sage is kind of sort of getting a little swing pass here from his old quarterback. Next one cut. Whoop! He just shows that speed and he's gone. Must be nice. Just want to let you know Mr. Ryan did send out apology letters to every single one of the guys here in this play, making it look this bad on national television. Pop. Let's give it to him, and again breaks the tackle, showing that speed. Again, must be nice. One thing I did forget to put on the card is going to be the return skills of Sage Ryan. I didn't put all his returns on here, although there's no defense on this one. Definitely a return threat. Here's Sage Ryan. Gets it out of the flat again. 1-2. Whoop! He's gone. Poor receiver here. And lumberjack. Wow! So up next we have Anai White, and this stat line here doesn't really do him justice. You will really see his explosiveness coming off the ball in the video coming up next. He will be rated as a 5-star player in my opinion, and he can drop into coverage as an outside linebacker in a 3-4 defense. All right, and coming up first, we're going to have Anai White, defensive end, class of 2020. Coming off the end here, wow, makes a tackle. Makes a tackle for a loss in the backfield. One thing that you will see about Anai is he does look really lean in these videos, and he can put some muscle and good weight onto that frame. Again, makes a swim move, comes under the block, nice. Makes a stop for loss in the backfield. I will watch for this. Goes straight to the quarterback and meets his friend. But you also know is their defensive lineman here for his school is also going to be a good recruit as well. Coming down the line here. That's good because he came up the field and he set his edge. That's real important to do. Splits two defenders there and gets the quarterback. All right. wide technique here for wide. 4-9, excuse me. A little swat and swim. Bottom screen here. Pad level, not the greatest. He just kind of sort of stood up on that play, but this does show his motor. He didn't really give up on the play, so that's good. But again, the pad level does need to improve. And up next on the screen is going to be KJ Miles. What's outstanding for me for KJ is going to be his versatility. He can play on both sides of the ball and in multiple positions. I see KJ Miles being a rising recruit in the 2020 recruiting scene. All right, so next on the screen is going to be KJ Miles. KJ Miles is a weak side defensive end prospect. He's going to be 6'4". He has great height for a moment for being a 2022 prospect. KJ's already weighed in over 260 pounds up there in New Jersey. So I was talking about versatility here with KJ. KJ can play on both sides of the ball for multiple positions. KJ's going to be one of my high risers for the class of 2020. I've eventually seen him being a rising star for that class. Texas did officially offer KJ on March 27th of 2020. He's playing the whole line, like I told you earlier. Now here's that defense. Wow. Take him right to the ground. He just splits right through the line here and makes the play. Yep. Yeah, so definitely plays with a better pad level than a 9. Definitely a little more polished in that regard. Up next on the screen is Larry Turner Gooden. What jumps out for me for Larry is that confirmed deadlift. That's a big deadlift, 500 pounds. And what's that's going to give you in the defensive backfield is confidence in your core to strike your opponent with great force, which leads to him to play with that physical mentality. All right, Longhorn Nation, so on your screen now is going to be Larry Turner Gooden. Larry Turner is going to be an athlete prospect. He's currently 6'1", weighing in around 180 pounds, from Playa del Rey, California. Class of 2022 prospect. And remember with Larry Turner Gooden, he was the one with that big, strong deadlift, with that big deadlift that's going to allow him to strike down on his opponents with great fury and anger. No, but seriously, here's Larry playing center field. He plays deep center field. Plays deep safety here for in California. Shows his patience. He's coming down the line. Lays down the hit here. Here's Larry Turner as a returner. Takes it on the left-hand side. Reverses field. Showing pretty good speed. Takes to the house on that one. And again, Larry Turner was offered by Texas on March 27th of 2020, so just recent. Land in the woodwork, causing a fumble, turnover. Play his ball. All right, here's Larry lining up in the offensive backfield, takes a swing pass out. Easy, nice, smooth catch. Takes to the house. There you go. Let's give him a celebration, Larry. And up next, we have JaQuincy McKinstry. Now, what jumps off the board for me is that 40 time. That's going to be slow for a D1 prospect, especially one that's going to be a 5-star recruit. That does lead to the field, though, with a lot of production, with the 30 tackles for loss, good ball skills with the pass breakups and the 6 INTs. And what the film will show is he will out-battle his receivers for those 50-50 balls. So let's go see what JaQuincy's got on film. So on your screen now is JaQuincy McKinstry, and all of JaQuincy's tape is amazing, astonishing. I spoke about his lackluster 4.67 40, and that does not show up at all here on film. The only thing that shows up is playmaking ability. Possesses elite ball skills and very strong at the point of catches. Does nothing justice about what I said to him earlier. He's just a flat-out playmaker. Let's see what he does here. He comes back, makes the play on the ball, probably baiting the receiver the whole time. And here he is as a wideout. Shows the hands. He's amazing. Out of everyone's film that I went and studied after evaluating and made the highlights on, JaQuincy did stand out the most, not gonna lie. There he is. Ah, this guy's good. Takes it off. Yep. The bombs on the field, flag, it's alright. As a wideout, just making plays. Honestly, if this guy was 2 inches taller, so what, 6'2" instead of 6 foot, probably the #1 receiver in the nation. His high points the ball. Kid's amazing. And officially March 27th this year, 2020, Texas offered. There he is. That's good. And I just did not want to turn this film off. Texas just offered Tad Hudson a scholarship as I was making this video, so I don't have very much information on him as of yet, and he will be on next week's recruiting video as well. But what I do like about Tad is that he plays his high school football in the state of North Carolina. Anybody knows anything about me, I like recruits from the state of North Carolina. They play good ball there, and the University of North Carolina is the biggest incumbent in the state without a really big football program to speak of. And it looks like we got in early with Tad being the 5th school to offer. So up next on the screen is Tad Hudson. Tad is a pro-style quarterback, 6'3", 195 pounds, and he's fresh off the 2023 class, so he's coming off a hot freshman year here. No national ranks as of yet, being so young, but Texas officially offered Tad on April 4th this year, 2020. Tad plays his ball in North Carolina, and I like North Carolina ball, man. I really do. They play good ball there. There's no really strong incumbent football powerhouse. North Carolina's the biggest one. Clemson right next door technically is in South Carolina. But what I did notice with Tad is some progression. In his first couple of games, he was really just getting on his first read. Here he goes down the field, ball, very nice. But in his first couple of games, it was just one read options. He throw it, nice little fade pattern here, nice in the corner. Nice, good, quick release. Down the field. Oh man, all right, somebody's got to cover that guy, but that's another problem for someone else. Throwing the ball downfield very well. Guess they play this spread action offense. You always have one back, there's always 4 wide. I'm not really seeing any kind of sort of tight end, so. But yeah, we do normally recruit dual threat quarterbacks, but Tad is listed as a pro style, but he can move. And up next is going to be Josh Simmons. Josh is going to be recently a decommit from Oregon. He's got change in his mind, and maybe he's possibly changing his mind over to the Longhorns if we can get an offer out to him. Josh can easily add good weight to that frame, being that he is 6'6". I see that 20-30 pounds in college will be no problem at all for him, and that he will impose that 6'6" frame onto the defenses as a grinding offensive guard. All right, eyes on Texas. So up next we have Josh Simmons. Josh is going to be a giant offensive guard, 6'6", 280 pounds. He is recently a decommit from the University of Oregon. He is a prospect in the 2021 class. And as we have him circled here, what is apparent in each one of his videos, in each one of his clips, is that the man lined up across from him inevitably lines up on the ground at the end or beginning or sometime during every play. Just watch this one as he stands his man up, pushes him back, and then drives him to the ground. So with being 6'6" and being under 300 pounds, he can easily add some good weight to his frame in college. And up next on my screen is going to be Travis Shaw. And what I like about Travis Shaw is going to be very simple. His size, being 6'5", 310 pounds, and a monster of a man already. This is someone that I think the Longhorns should definitely take a look at, as his production and size is already there. Travis is also a 5-star recruit, recently named, and should be a real good member of the defensive line for the Longhorns. And up now on your screen, who the Eyes on Texas would like the Longhorns to offer is going to be Travis Shaw. Travis Shaw is going to be a defensive tackle prospect coming out of Greensboro, North Carolina. He's a class of 2022, and he's already 6'5" and weighing over 310 pounds. A lot of production in high school already. In the 2018 year, he had 52 tackles total. 13 of those tackles were going to be for a loss, and he had 1 sack that year. Followed up his 2018 campaign with 110 tackles in 2019, and of those, 18 of those were tackles for a loss, and to go along with 12 massive sacks. And he also forced 7 fumbles. Travis Shaw is a 5-star recruit, was named so on 4/4/2020. So that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Recruiting Report, folks. Be sure to tune in to next week to see who else Texas offers, where we stand in that week's recruits, and what other videos I have next coming up for you guys. As always, be sure to tune in, keep your eyes on Texas, and your head in a swivel. Hook 'em up!